And by the way, they knew what they were doing. The Syrian Greeks knew they didn't want to destroy the Jews. It wasn't Hitler. They didn't want to kill the Jews. They wanted the Jews to stay alive. They wanted the Jews to join their sphere. What was their sphere? Culture, language, math, philosophy, whatever you could call science in those days, but it was a system. It's called Hellenism, right? Hellenism is a substitute word for what we call today secularism. You want to believe in God? Believe in God. Just don't take him too seriously. It's not that important. Science is important. Culture is important. Theater is important. Music is important. Art is important. Food is important. Entertainment is important. Bathhouses are important. Amphitheaters are important. And on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And they wanted to not kill Eden. They wanted to take... You can learn Torah also. You can do mitzvahs. Just don't take it so seriously. So they knew that their enemy was a subtlety. Like that film of lights that I mentioned to you in class. The little animation lights, which was made 40 years ago, is so incredibly good. It's a story about this Misyavni, a Yid who became a Hellenist, and the lights keep chasing him. And he's trying to kill the light, but you can't kill the light. You know, it's like you can't kill the light. He's using a sword to kill the light, and the light doesn't die. He chops it in half, you got two lights. So this is what they were trying to kill. And therefore they knew that the tumah is more important than anything else. They came into the Beis Hamikdash and they defiled. They didn't destroy it. They made it unclean.
How did you clean that up?
We physically took everything out. And the walls don't become tummy. A house doesn't become tummy. Kelim become tummy. So you have to toivel them. You have to replace them. Whatever they needed to do. So let's read on. When the house of the Chashmonaim strengthened themselves and defeated them, they defeated the Greeks, the Syrian Greeks. Their interest was to make them forget that the Torah is God's. Torah was a beautiful chachma. Study Torah all you want, just don't say it's divine. It's scholarly. And take them away from chukei tzeinecha. What does the word chukim mean? The idea that mitzvahs are not reasonable. You want to do mitzvahs, fine, but it's a beautiful culture, it's a beautiful tradition, it's beautiful symbols. But chukim, just because God said, that's what they were after. They were trying to uproot kedushas HaTorah mitzvah. And you said, this is a story that repeated itself 1,000 times. It's repeated itself again and again and again. If you know the history of Lubavitch, the Tzemach Tzedek was ready to pay with his life. Literally. He went to meet the representatives of the Tsar in Russia in 1843, and he took along the final set of pajamas. You know what I'm saying? The set of pajamas that they keep you until Mashiach. He took along Tachlichim. He did not think he's coming back alive. And when his son said to him, "You're frightening our mother," he said, "Good, I wanted to be afraid. She should save Tillim for me." She was a daughter of the Mittler Rebbe. Tzemach Tzedek used to say, "Ich halt von ihr Tillim." I have a very high opinion of my Rebbe Tzemach Bushka's Tillim. She's the richtige Bas Talmud Chochem. She's the true daughter of the Talmud Chochem. Her father was a Mittler Rebbe. Tzemach Tzedek wanted her to be worried. He was on the house arrest 22 times. It wasn't a joke. When you read about in Hayayim, there's like 22 times on the house arrest. And what was it about? Chinuch. They didn't say stop teaching Jewish children Judaism. They said modernize it. And a lot of the ideas that they gave are, from a perspective of pedagogy, from a perspective of education, good. How do you teach children in a way that they should learn, and they should understand, they should develop themselves? And the Tzemach Tzedek's answer was, we don't teach children only they should be smart. We teach children that they should be pure and holy. It's a whole different method. And it's seriously possible that in order to communicate to children the purity and the holiness, you teach it in a way which is pedagogically less efficient. From a learning angle, it's a chesaron, because it's not about information. It's about information also, but it's about holiness and purity. And the Syrian Greeks were on that line. They created that phenomena of not attacking the Jewish body, not attacking the Jewish people as an entity, trying to rip out the Yiddish neshama. And this has happened again and again and again. And the Gedolei Yisrael have noses, very good noses. They smell when someone's after the Yiddish goof and when someone's after the Yiddish neshama. And the reactions are very different. When they smell that someone's after Yiddish Guf, you say a kapitel Tilim. When they smell that after Yiddish Neshama, you go to war. I explained this to you last time. When someone attacks the Jewish body, it's God's problem. When someone attacks the Jewish soul, it's our issue. And the Chashmonaim fought on that ground. Chashmonaim didn't fight for their physical well-being because they were terrible warriors. They had no business fighting. They fought for their spiritual being. And the Eibishter made an unbelievable ness that they won. And the reason the Eibush made unbelievable ness because the Eibishter endorsed, the Eibishter supported their Mesiras Nefesh. The Eibishter said what they're doing is correct, even though it was, for all intents and purposes, a mission of suicide. It's called Kiddush Hashem. What's the difference between Kiddush Hashem and suicide? And the answer, are you doing it for God, or are you doing it for you? If you're doing it for you, it's suicide. Doing it for the Eibishter, it's the biggest mitzvah. If you're doing it for yourself, it's the biggest Aveda, and there's no margin for error. And the Chashmonaim made that judgment. The Sanhedrin took a year, 12 months, to say, yeah, they did it for the right reasons, we're going to make it into Yom Tov. But that's Chanukah. My Chanukah, says Rash al Eze Nes Kavua, and the answer is on Mesiras Nefesh for Kedusha and Tara.